Everybody wants some blast of magic, 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 magic. Look up the magic in me.
It's Wednesday here at Bob's Magic Emporium. Time for the next all-new Magician 101, the show for all magicians. Post your questions down below for next week. I'll give them an answer. Caleb Casper has the first question. Hey, Bob, just one question. I've come up with my own magic tricks, and I'm wondering what I have to do to patent it or whatever just to sell it like on Magic Geek and stuff. What do I do? All right. I know Chris Ballinger answered your question on the weekly recap, but I'm still going to answer it because it's a great question for anybody. If you do have your own magic trick to sell, most magic websites are going to say, contact us, which they have a contact us page, usually, or tab right on their website. You hit that and you contact them and say, I got a trick I really want, your opinion on, and maybe sell it. And they're going to say, usually send us a video and we'll go from there. We'll look over the trick and we'll go from there. So contact your favorite magic dealer and see if they even do that. Some magic dealers might not even do that. And that's all you really have to do. Contact them and see what they do. Yeah, and sometimes they'll say, send us a video of the trick and we'll look over it and give you feedback and then go from there. Also, Caleb, you had another question that you wanted answered about tricks that you already bought. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to review those tricks just because you already bought them and you already thought, oh, this is going to be really cool in my magic shows. So I'm not going to go over the tricks that you already got. If you really want them reviewed, post them down below for next week, and I'll answer them next week if you really want them reviewed. But I thought, when I looked over your question, I thought, well, I was already getting them, so there's really no point to review them. Sorry about that if that's disappointing, but again, like I say, if you really want them reviewed, I'll review them next week. So just post them down below. All right. Tim B says, I'm looking for a good any card at any number type effect. Do you happen to own any that you might recommend? I do not. I think I own one. It's on one of the Bill Malone DVDs. It might be the Malone Meets Marlowe or the Here I Go Again or On the Loose. I think I remember seeing one in one of those Bill Malone effects I thought looked pretty cool. But I did do some research and I found a really good one that I think looks really cool. It's Hands Off by Patrick Redford. And what that is you do the any card, any number effect where one spectator gives you a card, another one gives you a number. And you're holding a deck of cards and you say, you know what? I'm not going to do this trick with this deck because I've been holding on to it and you may think I'm doing something sneaky. So you get rid of that deck and you say, this one has been in plain view the whole time. I want you to take the deck, open it up, make sure there are no more cards inside, and I want you to deal the cards face up, and then so if the spectator said the Jack of Clubs, and then the number was 15, say deal 14 cards face up, and they deal 14 cards face up. You say, okay, this is the 15th card. You say, I haven't touched this deck at all, I haven't gone anywhere near it. You turn that card over. They turn it over and it's the Jack of Clubs or whatever card the spectator happened to name. It looks really cool because you don't touch that second deck of cards. It looks awesome. I like the trick. I would recommend getting it. I'm probably not going to get it because I don't do any of that any card, any number effect. But maybe I'll get it, years down the road or whatever. But it's not something that's going to be high on my magic list to get for tricks that I really want. All right. So I recommend Hands Off, Patrick Redford. And Perry, you know the deal, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name, has the last couple questions. He says, why is your username 444RR? Does it have a meaning or is it just random? Thanks a lot again. Big smiley face, big smiley face. It's just random. I signed up for one website years ago, and they said, and they were, I couldn't think of a good username. Because they would say, oh, this username's taken, this one's taken, that one's taken, this one's taken, that one's taken. And so I couldn't think of a really good username. And they said, how about this one, 444DD? And I was like, whatever, fine. So that used to be my username. When I first signed up for YouTube, I was like, you know what? DD doesn't really have a good roll off the tongue. So RR sounds a lot better when you say 444RR. It kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit more. So I changed it to RR. Don't ask me why I put two R's instead of two D's. It could have been two B's. which should be because, you know, my name is actually BB. My initials are BB, so I should have done BB, but whatever. You know, I don't know. I don't know why I did RR. Don't ask me why. It's just random. And Perry also wants to know, well, thank you so much, Bob. I did some research and found the Trick Vapor, and I think I'll get it instead. But I'll have to save up some money because it's costly. Yes, it is. Very costly. By the way, thanks a lot for last week. I just ordered dress code. Cool. Dress code looks really awesome, by the way. I did my full review on that last week. All right, and these are my questions for this week. Which tricks do you think are the best to get off this list? Another thing is my style of magic is purely street magic. Have a great week. Can't wait to see next week's episode. All right, so what I'm going to do is I know you wanted me to review all the tricks off of your list that you listed. Well, when I read your question and, you know, I saw your style was completely street magic, I'm actually just going to give you my opinion on the tricks I think are the best for street magic off of your list. One of them is the self-tying shoelace. I think that looks like a really cool trick where you have your shoe, it's untied, you shake your shoe, and the shoelace ties itself. Looks really cool. Looks like something you'd see a street magician do, like David Blaine or something like that. So I really like that one. And the other one off your list that I think would be really cool for street magic is blind foil. Blind foil is basically like the, I can't remember the name of this trick, but it's the driving bag, the driving blindfold. Driving a car blindfolded, whatever the name of that trick is, where you put a bag over your head and you can drive a car. With blind foil, you wrap your head in tin foil. You wrap your eyes, your face in tin foil, and you can drive a car, drive a Segway, ride a bike, ride a unicycle, which Brendan Shepard did. Didn't do blind foil. He did the driving bag, the driving blindfold. Brendan Shepard rode a unicycle for his talent show. Check this video out because that's pretty cool. You can also do like a prediction effect where you're blindfolded and you reach in and pull and you can tell the color or whatever. But blind foil looks pretty cool and it looks pretty inexpensive to do. It's $9 on Penguin Magic and you'll be able to do the trick where you're blindfolded with tinfoil. Alright, so that's going to do it for this week's Magician 101. Sorry about the shortness of some of these questions, like Caleb Casper's question, where I didn't even answer some of his question, and Perry, I didn't answer some of your question either. But that's going to do it for this week. Post your questions down below for next week. I'll give them an answer, and I'll see you next Wednesday for an all-new Magician 101. Again, sorry about the shortness of this show. More. Do you know how to mix up cards? You say, you are not cards. You are not cards. You get the 2 tubes, and you get a certain amount of bottles. Let me grab one of the requires a little bit more in the way of not really sleight of hand. It requires more actually looks. It looks like you're actually taking and shuffling the cards.